So we're going to head on over to the Plains and talk about some Auburn Tigers. In 2023, they went 6-7 and did a little bit worse in 2024. Breaks my heart. Went 5-7 under Coach Hugh Freeze in his second season. And you're thinking with Hugh Freeze that he's going to come in and be able to turn this program around, and he still might eventually. But right now, the trajectory does not look good record-wise. Moving forward, that might be different. They're getting a lot of transfers in the portal, a lot of highly ranked transfers in the portal, and I think they're doing okay on the recruiting trail. Haven't really checked on them.
They're doing really well in state against
Yeah.
Alabama. They signed up a lot of the top talent in the state of Alabama this year. They've done really well. They had a really good recruiting class, and like you said, they had two of the best freshman receivers in the country. One who statistically was really good, and one who showed some promise. And then they got arguably the number one receiver in the portal in Singleton from Georgia Tech coming in, and they got another high-profile wide receiver coming in. So they're certainly doing good in that front.
Yeah. But they're still Auburn. The expectations at Auburn is to be competing for SEC championships. Even where they're at right now, you ask any Auburn fan, their expectation is going to be, we should be in the SEC championship playing for titles. And that just isn't the case at Auburn right now. So I'm going with a grade of a C-.
So my thoughts on Auburn this season is Auburn is a very weird case. Statistically, Auburn was a much better football team than what their record was. They went 5-7 and didn't make a bowl game, but they were top 15 in the country offensively and defensively. The major issue that they had and the reason that they lost so many games was they were absolutely horrible at turnovers. They turned the ball over a ton, and it cost them games. Cost them the Oklahoma game, that's for sure. They should have won that game easy. But they were just totally horrible at hanging onto the ball. They lost a game at Cal. You're in the SEC. Why are you playing at Cal? I know they're in the ACC now. That's another story. But they had good receivers. They had a great running back. They had a quarterback who had a pretty decent year, but they just couldn't hold on to the ball, and their defense was pretty good, but they had no business being 5-7. That's all I have to say about that. They just didn't show up when they needed to.
That's a wild stat, being top 15 in offense and defense, and you're going 5-7.
Yeah, I think in total yards on offense and defense, they were top 15, top 20, but scoring wise, they didn't score as well because they turned the ball over as well. So, like I said, they went 5-7, but their best win of the season was an 4-overtime victory over Texas A&M. Outside of that, they didn't really beat much. They beat UL Monroe in Kentucky and New Mexico and Alabama A&M. So not a lot to show for Auburn, in 2024. I gave Auburn a grade of a C-, strictly on the fact that statistically they had some moments, but the results weren't there. What did you have, bro?
Well, a C-.
All right. So it sounds like we have a consensus there. The Nitro Show grade for the Auburn Tigers in 2024 is a C-.